Hey friends, it's us. We're back. We're back with some spy game nonsense on a Wednesday. Very happy to be here. We took a little break off last week, but yeah, we're back, and we're talking about meeting our OCs and how they're all awful people, and we don't really want to meet them. I would want to meet maybe my Dark Sun character, my Thri-Kreen dude, Pacture, but he's a bit, yeah, he's a bit kind of just run at the problem, fight it, assert
I mean,
dominance.
it's a way to be, right? Like,
Yeah, James says he'd butcher me for me. He would, yeah. He'd just kill me and eat me.
I
That's
mean,
fine.
to be fair though, can you blame him?
I mean, there's not much on me, really. I mean,
Just
that's
be like
that's.
tendies, Sam tendies.
My God, what is
This
this?
is good energy to start off the stream today.
Yeah.
And
But
we
like
start with the cannibalism.
cannibalism. Yep. He's a
Let's
Thri-Kreen. It's
go.
not cannibalistic.
No, I mean,
Miria,
it's
Miria would not kill her to eat me. Thank you very much, James.
Miria would
Rude.
would get the stabby rock.
Yeah, she would. She'd get the stabby rock.
Yeah.
absolutely.
No, she 100% would. Yeah. Sorry, we've got a kind of tired energy, weird energy today. I guess I don't know, but maybe that's probably just me being an old man and knackered. Uh, yeah. Anyway, hey man, we're on. So just to warn you. Hey,
Sorry.
no worries, no worries. Right, yeah. Let's start kicking things off. How are we all this week? Obviously, we had a week off last week, so I want to catch up with everybody. Noir, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing all right. This is a little bit of a vacation week for me, so I don't have as much going on. Let's see. Yeah, that's really about it. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and Instagram as the Noir Enigma. You can find me on TikTok as just Noir Enigma because I forgot my password. You'd be doing me a really big favor if you could subscribe to me on YouTube because I'm starting to put more content out on YouTube, and I need 100 subscribers to get a custom URL. So help your boy out. Search for the Noir Enigma, you'll find my channel. That's it.
Nice. Wait, hang on. Let me go to YouTube. No, I can do it later. Yeah, go look for it. But so you're actually like you're having a week, like you're actually resting, like having a week off, or is this like resting?
Yeah, I'm resting.
That sounds like that sounds like everyone else's version of resting.
You know what? I'm only awake 20 hours instead of 23 hours, so that's resting.
That's fair. That's fair. All right. Well, good. Well, look, take an actual rest from me at some point. Maybe this is a rest. I don't know. Anyway, Susie, friendo, what's up?
Hello.
You've been beating people up as usual today. Yesterday, being beaten up yesterday.
For like 3 hours, I got beat back and forth on Killer Instinct. It was rough.
It looked it.
And then the one match I did win, I accidentally reflexively teabagged them because when I play with my friends, we teabag each other, and I've only been playing with my friends. And so I beat this guy in a round and then teabagged him. I was like, oh God, he's gonna think I'm such an asshole. But yeah, it was fun. It was fun. And then after that, I ended up playing some Siege with V, and she may have got me back into Siege. So, oh
Does this
boy,
jeopardize Fragging Friday?
Who can say? Maybe.
Oh, am I going to
But I
stop
don't
playing
know.
Siege again? I'm just terrible
Yes,
at it.
Sam, you are. You're gonna have to play Siege with us.
I don't wanna.
Thank you. Good. Thanks. But yeah, so I started playing Overwatch again. So like I'm just becoming a sponge for the toxicity, I think. Like I can't get enough of it.
I watched you playing Overwatch, and it's a different side of Susie that I'm seeing from playing Overwatch.
I'm like, where the fuck is the DPS? Oh, yeah,
there was some salt.
There was some salt. But hey, like, here's the thing, right? If you're playing DPS on Overwatch, it's literally the easiest job. And I don't understand why people just can't point their guns towards the enemy and shoot them. Like, it's the simplest thing you have to do. And they can't do it. And then they go, oh, tanks your shit. And I'm like, flipping tables. So yeah, that was that was my Monday, my Tuesday, and Wednesday. Hopefully, less salt today. Hopefully.
Speaking of less salt. Hey, Pope. How you doing, my friend?
Less salt. I don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah. I know.
Well, as the walking cholesterol, doing pretty well. It is spring break in Central Florida, so I am free of much, but to be free to be locked down again. As it is time to remodel stuff at the farmhouse, so it's getting a new space for me to do all of this, and
cool.
rearranging upstairs storage into an office. So that is what I'm doing with my free time.
Fair.
But yeah, no, it is good to be back here playing absolutely terrible people. I think it has been established at this point we are the baddies, and let's just cause some mayhem.
Fair. Speaking of mayhem. Hey, Lynn, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good. Yeah, I'm back here after like Nyx went just like real John Wick or Jason Bourne on those agents in there, and although she barely got out alive, but I've been doing good. I've been, in addition to like all the streaming stuff I do for TTR, I've been streaming a little more on my own channel. Playing some Neo 2, getting mad at bosses, and building Gundams in the opposite end, which is semi-therapeutic, which basically means I have let one Gundam into the house, and now there's probably going to be several more of them. So
awesome! Can't wait. We have to update all our little messages, all our little commands and messages about people to all these new little channels and things people are starting. Oh my god, Sephi, thank you so much. I got an absolute ton of gift subs. 5 tier 1 gift subs. Thank you so much, friend. Thank you so much. You have 5 dice to give away to these lovely people, including myself. So if you want to give any advantage dice away to people, let us know in the chat, and we will we'll put them up. Don't give them to me. Give them to me. It's gonna be a fight. One for everyone. Yay! Standard stuff. Where's my thing in my box in the... Okay, just chatting. Here we go. While I fill this in slowly. Yeah, I'm doing good. I am quite tired. I am making games and being tired, and that's my life now. That's where I live. I was thinking today, legit, like I'm ready to go outside again. I think I found it. I think a year is it. Like, I'm ready to go outside again. Just want to... I don't know. Anyway.
Yep. No. I had that moment. I missed retail. That's how bad it is. Like, I missed retail and talking to people and moving heavy boxes. Like, I was like...
James, no outside only game. How dare you?
Okay, but Sam, speaking of games that we do make, what about that update, huh?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So the super duper news is that we're ready to ship. So we're processing pledges at the moment, and then our fulfillment partner in the UK will get those off into the post, and they'll should start arriving with people kind of late next week, from what I understand. Yeah, that's dead exciting. It's such a weird perspective, to invite you in a little bit, especially to kind of working in tabletop generally, because like even every day, like at work at Modifius, and then in the evening for us, I'm looking at stuff that is probably coming out for people in months or even years' time. So my sense of perspective is like entirely lost. But yeah, for most people, this is like, oh, okay, I actually get the thing. Whereas, it's been sat on my shelf for a little bit now because we'd had samples through. So yeah, but no, it's absolutely amazing news, and it's I'm really, really glad that it's come around. Yeah, awesome. We should probably play this game. We should probably play it.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Just to say, the last little bit, we're back again with After the Fire, our Game of Thrones tabletop role-playing game. We're playing on Saturday, and we're going to be covering the trial of Marzia Greenmont. Dun, dun, dun. So,
She's innocent.
is she though?
Susie, I am surprised with you.
Is she though?
But, okay, she might not be innocent, but let's all agree Mara deserved it. Okay, let's move on. Right, we all in agreement. Thank you.
I can do my little Susie Eyes gif there. Yeah, my thoughts exactly, Pope. All right, let's get going. So the kind of the pattern, the news of the week that many outlets are playing is that in a surprise U-turn, President Alexandrov has recommenced the talks with the EU-US trade delegation, and talks are about to recommence. It's unclear where from within the government that came of Zabrovnia, but they are willing again to sit down, even though there were worries that there were leaks from the actual talks themselves. And then part of the pattern as well is a few reports about Zabrovnia and about the coup and Alexandrov himself, with somewhat of a kind of grassroots movement, at least, to start to get him ousted. And that's particularly, and if we can imagine it kind of cinematically, that's the pattern that Athrena can see on her laptop as she sits in the kind of cafe break room of the embassy that morning. I want to pick up, because I mean, like you mentioned, I think it was in the green room as we were kind of recapping for ourselves, that you guys took out, so like Sherlock and Op took out the car, one of the cars from the embassy, along with I think it was Tessa, wasn't it, or was it Ethan?
Yeah, we got Tessa because we had better rapport than our other fellow.
Yeah, Ethan with Op, right? But
yeah, they don't get along.
yeah. But we're going to cut to, Ethan in his office with the two of you sat in chairs opposite his desk, and he is asking you what happened. And feel free to elaborate and do a little bit of story of kind of how we've moved Nyx around, or kind of what's happened to her and how she's recovered in the last few days.
Okay. Well, so need to get some fresh air. Both Rick and I need to stretch our legs, and Rick knows of this place that has the really good cheese Danish, decent coffee. So figure going out, get some fresh air, night. And then gunfire happened from this one apartment complex. So I don't know what files you have access to and what you know about my personal history, but I don't run away from gunfire, especially when in a civilian center. So I needed to see what was going on. Looks to be some sort of gangland or some sort of organized dispute, but found some wounded, managed to get them to a vehicle and then off to get patched up. And that's when I came back, and why it was a mess. But Tessa, Rick, you can tell them your side of things, because I know as soon as the gunfire happens, you guys are barreling towards the car.
Yeah, and Ethan's kind of eyeing you, suspiciously. but he will follow up with, you do understand that you are not on American soil right now. You do not have jurisdiction over whatever the hell you're trying to do.
I don't know how long of a memory you have, Ethan, but I remember distinctly a number of off-duty military in France not too far back that stopped an incident and then were awarded highest civilian honors by the French government for stopping that incident.
We're not
If
in
we're gonna
France
win
anymore,
hearts-
buddy.
If we're going to win hearts and minds, we've got to put our best foot forward. And if I can help civilians, you're not going to stop me. Honestly, Ethan, I'm overqualified for this. I came here because I was requested. If you've got a problem with me, issue it with the State Department.
Wow. Okay, Rick. What happened with Tessa in the car after? That's you, Noah.
So he's going to he's just gonna look to Sherlock and try and gauge, what can he give away at this point.
When they're kind of the best lies are told with a bit of truth kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's very much like you did what you did. Just don't mention anything with about explosives sort of mood is the vibe you're getting.
He's just going to go, what am I being accused of exactly? What do you think? Why are you asking me these questions? I don't exactly report to you.
No, but it's my job to identify any leaks that may be occurring, any informants that
And you believe
the press may have.
You believe that I might be a leak. What proof do you have? Or are you going on a hunch? Are you questioning an official based on a hunch? Is this really how you're going to handle this investigation?
Oh, don't feel special. I'm asking everyone these questions. But you're the two boys who took out Tessa in one of the cars the other night when this incident happened in the North End. So,
Well, Tessa can tell you precisely what happened, and I'm pretty sure it all lines up, Ethan. Like, soon as gunfire happened, like, I was the one that told Tessa, get the car warmed up, and was rushing behind Rick, trying to get him in the car so they could get out.
I'd love you guys to roll a deception test for me. The two of you.
Let's go.
A little two-person group test.
I need you, Sherlock. Help me.
just to inform. You both got your. We just got a load of advantage dice, right?
I'm going to use an advantage.
Okay.
Even if I use advantage, it's just a 3. So it's
I'll take the 9. The 9's on the left.
Yeah.
How we usually read things off.
So,
And okay, a 9 and a 16. Yeah, I mean that plays out perfectly. He, you've kind of fast walked him a little bit up, and he looks to Sherlock, and after you finish that, Sherlock, he just says, "Just asking the questions." And then there's a knock at the door, and he answers to come in. And Madeline, the head of the delegation, is at the door, and she's asking for everyone to kind of group in the little cafeteria. So the four of you all head in, and there's a briefing that morning about the fact the delegation is going to be back in the palace to continue talks, going back in kind of as usual. It's all best behavior, you know, don't leak anything. That managerial. We're not going to say the problem, but we're going to talk around the problem. Yeah, for sure. And you folks, if you want to set anything up, have an opportunity just before you leave for the palace to fetch something, to sort something out, to chat amongst yourselves. If you want to set anything up, you're free to have a chat as well and figure anything out.
So, I don't recall if I did any follow up on my traced phone. No. Okay, that's what I was worried about. So that's probably how I'll be spending my time, seeing if there's anything that I might be able to find out on who was tracing me and how much information they got.
Yeah, sure thing. Why don't you... How did you want to approach this? Do you want to approach it from a kind of hardware perspective or like a software perspective?
I'm going full hardware.
Okay.
Software is Athena's specialty.
So why don't you make me a mechanics check then, please?
Rock and or roll. All right, let's see. Mechanics. Do I have that? Yes, I do. Because I'm mechanic. 15. Not bad. Not bad.
Nice. Okay. So you could ask me 2 questions.
I hate these. All right.
About the trace.
All right. How long has it been running?
It ran. It ran for quite a short time, and it wasn't a live trace as such, as it was like just kind of in a live sense, just keeping up with what you were doing. It was looking for information.
Furge. Now there's
Lots of questions.
I want to ask, but I can only ask one. Okay. Oh, this sucks. Okay. God damn it. It's either what were they looking for or who was doing the looking.
Have a chat with people. I don't. Crowdsourcing these questions is totally fine as well. You know, if you guys think that something is more important, have a chat.
How do we feel, gang?
Oh,
I feel like maybe
right?
if we find out what they were looking for, that can maybe tip us off to who was doing the looking. But then again, if we find out who was doing the looking, we might know what they were looking for.
yeah. But I think finding out what they were looking for is going to tell us more than trying to find the who. Like, even if we got like some sort of back trace to a location, all it really gives us is the location. If we can actually get what the hell they were actually after, might give us more intel.
Yeah, point us in a direction at least.
I'm giving you very good evening, Mr. Bond energy right now.
I know,
Yes.
right? All right, here we go.
You just need one black.
Cat thing.
No,
You need a black cat in one hand and a white cat in the other.
Just kind of
or 2 black
rub
cats.
them on each other.
Oh, no.
Them.
You have a choice, Mr. Bond. One is evil and one is good.
Is it?
Choose
Which
wisely.
one?
All right, here we go. Here's the question. What were they looking for?
You identify the data that they managed to find.
Oh no.
And the data that is compromised on your phone is geolocation information at the time that you ran translation software to speak to somebody in Russian. The geolocation information places that phone at the police station.
Cool.
Oh.
Oh no.
Cool.
Remember, guys, you can just use Hex. It'll be great. It gives you lots of bonuses.
Yep.
Oh, fuck.
I fucking called this from day one. Whenever Sam was really helpful, like, you could use
Hex.
Okay.
For that D4, yeah.
Okay, so somebody knows how it's at the police station. And no, I don't know who. Oh, fuck.
No. With that, we've got 3 good candidates.
Mm-hmm.
The answers are all terrible.
Yeah, these
but
are.
We've got
good.
3 good candidates.
Okay, well, could you say it with a smile so I could get this bad news with some sugar on it?
I will do my very best.
Okay.
So first, it could be the very jolly Rovnian government.
Oh,
one
that's
of their
awful.
agents.
That's all.
That's one of her options.
No, I don't like that.
Second option is this could actually be the dead cell, which everyone's looking for, and is possibly either us or a third party, which I think is far more likely and is going to just mess everything up.
Oh no.
And
Please tell me this isn't character. I do like this.
again, I'm smiling. And then the third option, which would be very compromising and absolutely awful, is somebody with the American embassy.
Oh, absolute shit.
The worst one. We can't kill anybody.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, so those are the 3 options.
I don't want to be here anymore. I want to go home.
I want to go home.
Okay, all right. That's great. Oh boy. Okay, all right. Oh boy. Shit. All right. Oh, why hasn't anybody come for me yet? Is the question.
Because with those 3 options, either A, with our worst option, they're building a case against you.
Shit.
B, they need more information to nab you if it's dead cell.
Fuck.
And then third option is they're waiting to nab you when you go to the conference, and that's why why talks are back on.
Oh, that's where we're going now.
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Oh shit. Ooh, where's Athena? I can't. Maybe she can get more information. I don't. Ah, shit. Fuck.
She's dead. Fuck, forget about it, Athena. She's not here anymore.
You don't want to talk to Nyx about this. You definitely do not want to.
Oh boy, none of this is awesome. Okay. Jeez Louise, I got some preparing to do. I got some tinkering to do.
You got
this shit. All right. Okay. Whew.
Is there your way out of this one?
Is there any situation that you might be able to think of, Sherlock, just for some hope, where this is not a bad thing that happened to me? It just anything you can conjure. No, nothing.
It's most definitely bad, but
Ah!
the good news is if it's not our worst option, which would be the American government, if it's dead cell, this might lead them to do something rash, in which case we can hit them. We can hit them very hard. repeatedly until bad things happen to them.
Yes.
I like that better.
Yes.
Let's go with that being what's happening here.
That is the shiniest of silver linings.
Mhm.
How
They're gonna black bag me as soon as I walk into this conference. God damn it.
that is an option. And if they were kind, they will have dry cleaned the bag. However,
I didn't even
with,
think about that the bag might stink. Fuck.
the bag is almost always reused.
No one cares
no.
when they're dead about the scent of the bag.
I'm a germaphobe. That's really gross.
As someone who black bags people, I know that the bag is reused. So, but the good news, the best thing that you can do in the situation, if it is in fact the Zabrovnian government, which is after you.
No, let's say us. Can we use the royal we, us, or something, man? It's not. Maybe they got all of. It's just me. This is why the engineers does not go in the field.
You wanted to go.
I
glory.
don't make good decisions. I make good bombs. All right. That's why I'm Oppenheimer and you're Sherlock.
We
Sherlock
flashed
makes
all the explosions, all the wrecked cars.
I'm glad we're having this heart-to-heart right now and hashing all of this out, because no, this is what happens when you go on an operation where there may be high risk. So, but the best thing that you can do when going to the embassy for these talks is, one, you're going to want to use the restroom far beforehand. Make sure that you are completely emptied out. That's step one.
Am I going to shit myself?
No. You don't want to go to the bathroom because that's where they will black bag you.
Mm-hmm.
Two, you're going to want to stand next to the most important people at these talks at all times. If you also want to make certain that you're not sent for something. Being sent for something means that you're going to get bagged. So you're going to want to be tick-like in your nature near whomever is important with your, now keep in mind, you're part of the EU delegation. So you're going to want to, in the next half hour, make very fast friends with the most important people as part of your delegation and not be a gopher for once. Because if you get sent for anything, there is a 80% chance that we will never see you again.
Oh, man. Wait. That's... I gotta think. I gotta build. Okay. All right. When you're stressed, just tinker. Okay.
To clarify, this is your own hex device.
Mm-hmm.
You have a burner as part of your cover.
Right. And my burner was at the embassy the entire time.
Yes.
But it was my personal device.
Which is why I think it's most likely Dead Cell, which, if there is a third party...
Dead Cell's the one where I don't get bagged. I like this. No? I get bagged with Dead Cell?
No. You don't get bagged. You get worse because they're an outlier.
Yeah.
We do not know their resources. We do not know their motivations.
Didn't Nyx kill like 60% of Dead Cell?
No. Nyx killed people that were tied to our target and disrupted the military assets and security assets that were sent to protect the script kiddies, who are now most definitely traumatized and probably compromised in some fashion. But Dead Cell is probably a third-party group that is here, that have their own mission, that are looking for all the players involved. And they have identified you as one of the primary players, which means we now have a compromised asset in our group. Now, the good news is we have a compromised asset, which means that we can start feeding them false
I'm
information.
gonna need you to smile a little harder because it's starting to get terrifying again.
I'll try. But we can start feeding them false info and
Okay.
possibly set them up into some sort of ambush. But the best thing is to get them ambushed by one of our other targets. Best ambush would be part of the American embassy. That way, we can get them in-house, we get access to them, and then we can find out their operation. But in order to get them ambushed by American embassy detail, means we have to put some really juicy bait on our line so that they feel that they have no other choice than to interact with you. And at that moment, we have Ethan on your detail because Ethan has anger issues that they need to work out. And
So I'm bait
this-
now.
oh yes, you are most certainly the juiciest piece of bait we've got right now. That's if you don't get bagged at the embassy.
This is the worst.
Well,
use
not
of
the
being
embassy,
called-
the talks.
This is the worst time I've been called juicy in my entire life. All right. Okay. How much more time do we have before?
Considering these talks, you probably have about 25 minutes. I would hurry up.
Just to lovingly point out, if you have a caliber 2 slot, you can get a body double. Don't know fucking how, but you can get a body double for a caliber 2
I
gadget
was just
slot.
looking at that. I was like, what can I build to get
Does
me
Hex
out of this?
deliver a body double?
They can probably source somebody locally from like an actors agency or something.
Okay.
I am upset at this,
That is.
but considering that's possibly going to be used, I will breathe deep and let the salt go.
You just see him like going through his blueprints, like, I got 20 minutes. What can I make?
A pretend person.
Okay. Where's Nyx?
Nyx is most likely still in hiding because bullet wounds, unfortunately, do not heal fast.
Do we have any good news?
Nyx can be
I
around.
think Athrena is fully
yeah.
caught up on Xena.
This is definitely not the first time Nyx has been shot. So
Yeah, just doing a good job of hiding it.
Okay. All right. Well, I just have what I have on me, and this will have to do.
Make friends on the car ride.
Okay.
So any other pieces of prep you want to do before heading off to the palace?
I can't do anything. I'm gonna get back. It's okay. I'm all right.
The entire car ride, we're gonna get back.
Just under his breath. Gonna get
Welcome to the world of potentially being kidnapped in an RPG that Sam's running. I've been through it before. I can be your support network. Well.
I'm trying to think my way out of a bagging, but there's no anti-bag, and I refuse to call it a body double because it's just weird that they would have one on deck in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So here we are, about to get bagged.
You'd be
Ooh,
fine.
boy.
I'm with the European delegation. Would you like my taser?
No, I'm okay. I still got my micro grenade, so if things get iffy, I'm blowing something the fuck
do you
up.
want Nyx to keep an eye on you? Just make sure you're not like
Yes, please.
Okay.
But again, you'll know if things go sideways, because as soon
Oh,
as
I
I
know.
get back, there's gonna be an explosion.
Oh, I know.
Oh, that's up. They almost had him.
The one thing I want to have prepped is I'm going to bring my hickory walking stick because I need something very firm should something go wrong at the talks.
Sure.
When things go wrong at the top.
What are
All
you
right,
talking
no,
about?
we got
Nothing's
this.
gonna go
I
wrong.
wanna make
I
sure
have
that-
my laptop and I've got my taser.
I got the watch and my knives. That should be fine.
Oh yeah,
know what?
the,
You're gonna
it's the
pat
rings,
us down
isn't
and be like, "What?"
I mean,
You
it's
know
like
what?
it's like a switchblade. It's like, just in case.
There is one
First.
thing I can build that might save my life.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna build it or put it together really quickly here. And that is gonna be, and I'm using the rest of my tech points to get this slide.
What is it?
I am going to make contact lens cameras, and I'm gonna send the feed directly to Thrina. It's the only thing I can think of.
Wow.
That's good.
Yeah. We'll come to that in just a second. But Valdran, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in.
Hey, Val.
We
What's
are
up, mama?
playing the spy game. With that game we made based on 5e. Nuara is just buying or making in like 20 minutes before a car journey to the palace of the bad guys government. I need to write electronic security stuff, right? This isn't clothing and weapons, is it?
It's on page 107.
Contact
It's the
lens
contact
camera.
lens camera.
Yeah, here we go. The contact lens camera contains minute electronics that uses the eye's lens to record still images or video in high definition. The contact lens is transparent, so you can still be identified using biometrics, but must be returned to the base station to extract the information. The contact
Oh
lens
fuck!
can
Never
record
mind, man.
10 minutes of video
We
or
will find-
100 still images.
Oh, so we'll
Yeah.
find Op in the bag. It's like, oh, we know who did it then.
Well, if I gotta
That's it.
die,
If we find your corpse, that I don't think they would have checked your eyes for contact lens
Mhm.
cameras, so we can always pop those suckers out and know who did it.
Unless I...
Yum.
I'm gonna save my.
I meant the
I'm gonna
contact
sa-
lens, it's not his eyes, but
Let's
Right,
save
okay,
my
good.
tech
We
points.
clarified that. Glad we clarified that.
We're not gonna do that. I'm trying to make it out this motherfucker alive. So, yeah, we're just going in with what I got now, which are micro grenades.
Yeah, no contact lenses.
Good.
No contact lenses.
Okay. No issues. Okay.
Grenades.
So Ethan and Tessa get everyone together, and they line up the embassy cars, pile people inside. Embassy cars a little bit longer than most, but they head out of the embassy and towards the center of the city, and then off to the palace. You get a similar greeting than you did when you originally arrived, except it's a little bit more muted. There are obviously soldiers here that are patrolling the palace. There we go. Susie got it. And they look pretty stoic as you all exit the vehicles. And you are welcomed again, once more, by the head of the Zabrovnian delegation, which we had as somebody else, didn't we? It wasn't Interior Minister. Those are the only NPCs I've got noted down. I might not have even noted it down. It's looking terrible. Sorry, Raiders, I'm usually much better than this. Method Kearney? Yeah, there we go. Method Kearney, if you remember Kearney, he was assigned as the second leader of this delegation on the Zabrovnian side in these trade talks. And I believe you gathered the information, or at least kind of figured out that it's kind of through some political finagling that it was basically your target, Havel, that put him there. But you are greeted once again by Kearney and by his staff. A couple of faces you don't recognize. As you head into the main office building rather than the actual palace itself, you are not given the tour this time, and you head into the trade delegation boardroom without much pomp and circumstance. As you all sit down, the first thing you all realize, and I wanted to give this to you as very aware and capable agents. Half the delegation completely swapped out. There are faces here that you've never seen. There are, secretaries, attaches, and note takers, and stuff like that. People like that, who you've never seen before, and you were sure that there was someone else sat in their chair or at their position in the previous rounds of talks. But there is essentially somewhat of a verbal peace offering from both sides, and an assurance from Kearney that the government are looking into the issues that were brought before them by you in the previous rounds of talks. But not much follow-up is really given by Madeline. She essentially wants to kind of get down to business and begin talks. And that morning, again, is rather frustrating, but it essentially is a similar situation at the beginning of the previous round, where they are trying to establish a baseline of some kind of red lines and where talks can actually begin from. It's kind of a foundation stage. It's a very dull meeting where you get a serious sense of deja vu, where you swear that we've been through this before, we've made some of these decisions before, why are we going through this again? But it's a kind of good faith, good gesture kind of thing. Is there anything you'd like to do during that time?
I would like to identify a VIP.
Mm-hmm.
And go sit as close as I can to them.
On your side?
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem.
And I'd like to note that I've already used the restroom. I did a number 1 through 7. Don't ask questions. So I'm pretty empty. Is what I'm trying to say.
Okay, yeah, sure.
There's nothing in here, and I just gonna go.
You're a little parched as everyone else reaches for the complimentary water, but you don't take.
Yeah, just no, thank you.
Right.
And I'm just gonna kind of nudge over to the VIP. It's like bureaucracy. We just go over the same things 100 times, huh? Mondays, right?
And the French, the not the ambassador, but the French delegate, it kind of looks over to you, a bit confused, but kind of carries on, and continues kind of making notes and pitching and making suggestions where they can.
Every time he makes a suggestion, I'm like, "That's a good idea.
Good point.
They should really listen to that."
So while this is happening, Athrena sends up a little message. Are you wearing your specs?
Yeah, yes, I am. Always.
She pings him a little message. Can you get photos of all the opposite delegation? I want to try and see if I can identify them.
Yes, I can. And then with that, he's just gonna start taking pictures.
Cry and begin to take pictures.
Jesus fucking Christ.
So take pictures how?
Well, he's got his
Yeah, so I want to do my picture gesture, which is a quick eye roll.
Oh, with the glasses. Sorry, he's held down tight, right? Yeah, with the goggles. Gotcha.
Yep.
Although it is way funnier if you just imagine Ope sat there with his phone, just trying to sneakily.
Nothing suspicious here, buddies.
just starts really going for it. Just started taking selfies, but like leaning in to try and get people.
Just nudge the delegate. Get in on this. Hashtag blessed.
Okay.
Too much swag for the bag.
As the two of you do so, just as a minor point, the two of you do notice that your devices have connected to a local Wi-Fi hotspot here. So they're providing much more kind of infrastructure and kind of IT support than they were before. So you're able to actually access Hex, and you're able to kind of back up data, stuff like that.
Well, as always, Athrina's laptop is run through about 6 proxies because she's that person on the internet. She's like, I want Netflix in all the countries. No, I'm kidding.
Today we're sponsored by VPNnetwork.com or whatever. Just got VPNs for VPNs. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sure thing. Okay. So how are you going about taking pickies and identifying those pictures particularly? Sorry. So how are you kind of?
Oh, so I've got Athrina looped in on the glasses. So as soon as I take a pic, they come up on her laptop.
Okay. Sure thing.
It's like a Bluetooth.
We share a Dropbox.
We do. We got a Dropbox.
Okay.
And it's in Sherlock's name. I'm not the only one going down, goddammit.
And it's full of memes. Okay, so yeah, so once Athrina starts getting those pictures, she is gonna start trying to compare them with any sort of, because she's got all the news stuff, right? Like she's in with the news network, so she's trying to compare them with that, and also just banking them as well, just in case we do see these people again. She's
Okay.
like, this is where we've got them.
So
She's trying to compile like a little mini database herself of these people here,
sure.
just for the future, just in case.
Okay, so you just want to store the images?
I think for the time being, yeah, because like if I'm gonna really dig into the network and trying to like try and see if I can see them anywhere else, it's going to take a lot more manpower. And if I'm trying to also pretend to be a stenographer, I can't really do that at the same time, you know, so I'm trying to keep up that cover rather than just being like lost in my Google search.
You can't really just be like hex searching things like as you're meant to be taking notes and minutes and
I'm
stuff.
supposed to- yeah. So I'm just trying to bank that and trying to like note down as many names and things as I get from, you know, here, any sort of names, locations, or anything like that. I'm trying to listen for the idle chatter as well as the delegation talk.
Okay, make me an espionage check, please.
Espionage. Do you know what? I'm going to use one of my advantages because I've got a gajillion of them.
Nice.
So let's do that. Espionage. Did that do it? Oh, 12. Good job, Athrina.
You do notice a bit of idle chatter, obviously in Russian, so you need to run it through your translation algorithm you have locally.
Mm-hmm.
But that, I guess what would happen is you would be using your microphone locally to listen to that, and your translation algorithm on a local client-based app would be actually translating that for you. You get a bit of idle chatter from a couple of them about something about the offices down the hall. Some office chat about something about like the coffee machine being broken or some idle thing that places those people within the like staff within this building. Places them towards the very end of the office kind of block. It seems fairly genuine. I think the impression you would get is that they talk about it very briefly and then kind of realize they shouldn't be talking, and then they stop. But from the simple facts that they talk about the cafe or the coffee machine being broken, or
like it's just extreme office stuff, right? Not like Yeah.
But it makes them for staff from this
Yeah.
from
yeah.
from a government department.
Yeah, they're not just dodgy extras brought in from outside, as far as I can tell. Cool. All right, so yeah, I'm doing that during the meeting. Then I'm just trying to place these people.
Okay. Anyone else particularly?
The only other thing that I can think of is when my delicate buddy goes to propose a motion, I am always gonna be up to second that motion like as quickly as possible and as passionately as possible. That's it.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's all I
We'll
can
come to
do,
those. What I
man.
want to do is I want to do like a group test to kind of keep your cover over
Okay.
over the course of the delegation, the
Don't
proceedings.
bag me, bro.
But Popelin, anything you guys want to do? I think we've covered up in the three now.
Yeah, no, if they're just going through like handshake protocols all over again, especially to probably get the new folks that most definitely Havel's people up to speed, then it's just okay, let's see what we're doing here, and just kind of check out of the moment and be beside Madeline if she needs anything, because like this is going to get us nowhere today. Hopefully this just sets the tone for talks going forward.
Yeah, for sure. As you let your mind wander, as you kind of, idly look out the windows here that look out the east side of the office palace building, you see, flanked by a couple of aides, the unmistakable look of Havel. He's walking across the courtyard. He's walking towards probably one of the eastern entrances to the office block. It wouldn't surprise you. The department, the official position, like the official place of his essentially propaganda arm of his department, is contained in this office block. They're a government department, nonetheless. So, yeah, he is here today.
That's nice, but the thing I'm going to immediately laser focus in on are his escorts.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to, from there, the eyes are just going to immediately snap towards where they were. Is there a vehicle in specific that they came from?
Oh, yeah, for sure. You can see in the distance, though, that there will be essentially, I guess, government cars, like, sedans and stuff, silver, black, that kind of thing, that just park up. And they kind of come and go. People probably have drivers, from what I remember of kind of government infrastructure a little bit from what I've seen on kind of news and documentaries. And yeah, there are a couple of drivers talking, hanging around outside, basically like a parking bay bit just off the side of the kind of palace kind of compound. Yeah, we'll call it a compound. Fuck it, why not?
Yeah, I'm at that moment. I'm going to like get up, because I don't think they're serving coffee. They have the carafes of water, but I'm going to get up, just again take a good look at that like little carpool, and go get myself a coffee. Come back, and just start in shorthand on my little yellow pad writing notes. Less about the meeting and more about what I just saw.
Yeah, sure thing. If you want to make the look of the car, I don't think you can get the plate from here. But if you want to make the look of the car, we'd say it's like a kind of silver sedan, probably pretty new.
All right.
But you could make the shape of it in a pinch.
Yeah, I can probably make the rough model of the vehicle. Okay. That's good. That's going to be useful.
Yeah, it's not top of the line, but it is a nice model. of a electric car. Nice silver sedan. Yeah. Stylish, but a professional, much like government cars usually are. Cool. All right. Lynn, is there anything you want Nyx to be up to?
I think Nyx is gonna just kind of make sure she's in the vicinity of Op, just in case some, and also she's gonna just kind of see what these new this new rotation of like people are like, if you can suss out like that people are, if they're doing the same thing that she's doing, if they're here for, you know, not doing actual work but just for some other
some clandestine purpose, right?
Yeah, clandestine purposes. Yeah.
Okay, something here for something different. Cool. Okay. Why don't you make me your theme check from your level 1 face thing?
Okay.
And we can use that as your test for also keeping up your cover.
Okay, that is.
I think you roll infiltration and add your charisma modifier.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. So my charisma is a 3, so I add 3 to 8.
Ooh. Okay. Okay. So with
You have advantage.
you do have a couple of little dice in
You know
your,
what?
in your bar.
Let's do that.
Cool. Yeah. Why don't you roll again?
I'll just yeah. Let's get rid of it. Let's just.
Got no
I need
worries there.
Nyx to be okay just in case they try and bag me.
It's about to go right here. John Wick right up in here.
All right, 20.
Oh, a
that's better.
20 is nice. Okay, cool. You can ask me 3 questions about these people. But you get the same kind of basic idea that Athrena got, which is that it places their kind of idle chatter or how they look and how they appear. They seem very comfortable in these government offices, so they're not from outside. They appear to kind of know the building, know the room, or know the rooms, and that they're not they're not at ease, or they're not kind of putting up a front in that sense.
If I'm kind of like if Nyx is kind of like has a read of them, is there anywhere where their attention is kind of like focused on more than any other place? Like it could be something innocent, but like just if there's anything that person, area of the delegation where they've been kind of either been having like these side like spare glances, or they've been occupying more often than not.
They're not doing an amazing job, but the new staffers who are here to assist with the delegation appear more focused on the people on your side of the delegation than the actual talks going on.
Nyx has seen a variety of like people that are like undercover, so I think she's looking like what kind, if are they intelligence or are they, you know, like what she is, where they're there to enforce things, get things done, abduct people, that sort of thing.
You certainly don't get a sense, and we'll say for the matter of it, they are not agents. They are actual staff, but they are, in a sense, assets that are being used.
Okay. All right. Anybody else have any anything I should? Any questions?
Yeah. Bit of crowdsourcing.
Yeah.
Anything you want to follow up on from that? I think basic facts from this point on that we've kind of figured out are these people are not here to pay particular attention to the talks. They're here to pay attention to you in the sense of their opposite side. They are new to talks. So they've been swapped out for these people.
Actually, there is something that is a question. Any of these people do we recognize from the opera that we saw the first night we came in?
You don't think so at first. You're thinking of all the people that were in tuxes and dressed well and got a nice taxi home. And you think, his staffers, they've probably not paid enough to be doing that. But then, theatre isn't actually that expensive often. And you do recognise one woman who is here currently just taking notes for now. But again, you make the fact that she's looking around more at you guys than she is actually about listening into the conversation and recording information. But she was right at the back of the circle, so she was in one of the cheap seats.
Still, that's an in. So if you want to possibly chat them up later, you have a target.
Of course. Excellent.
So the morning goes on for what seems like quite a while until there is time for a break, and it's Kearney that actually asks if people want to take a break for lunch. It's surprisingly a little early for lunch, but it does feel like this has been dragging on forever already. So you folks get a chance to have a break for lunch. As you check your hex devices, particularly your phones, there is a hex update waiting to be implemented.
Thriner always checks the patch notes. Fuck that, doing updates sight unseen.
Okay. Roll for me an infotech check.
Infotech. I've been burned too many times by Windows to just update. 12. It wasn't a 22. I hoped it was, but nope. It's a 12.
Yeah, there's something iffy about these patch notes.
Okay.
You probably keep fairly up to date with Hex because you also need to know how to exploit it. Some of these fixes, they've already been implemented. In fact, no, all of these fixes have already been implemented, but it looks just like someone's copy-pasted like 17 different update reports and just smushed them together.
Okay.
Do you share with the class, Athrena?
Yes, so Athrena goes and tells everyone not to update it, and I take up and I get his compromised one. Give me your phone.
Gives you the pieces of it. He put it back together as best he could, but yeah.
I'll update that one.
Okay.
None of you update it. I swear to God, if I see you press that button, I'm going to come for you.
Madeline and several of the delegation are already on their phones.
I would like to do something, and this might be dumb.
Micro grenade. No, what?
Micro grenade in the...
No,
out
but
of the jacket pockets.
It's to that caliber.
Oh please.
Of stupid.
Boy.
Yes.
This asking this question, if you're going to ask the group rather than just tell me, you got to think how you're going to be talking in this. Like you're basically in this. You've probably gone to you've gone to a second room just off to the side where they put on a spread. There's some food on a table. There's juices and probably a few beers. To be fair,
I generally text via eyes.
Okay.
And the text from Op would say, "A lot of people updating EMP question mark."
Oh my God. No.
You just...
Not in the middle of the embassy, no.
She's like, Nix doesn't shake her head. She just her eyes go.
Okay.
Which device are your glasses connected to? In a sense, what I'm trying to get at is, is the communication that you are delivering to the group
Mhm.
via the Hex network, essentially via the internet?
No, they run off a SMS that's connected to his private phone.
Okay. Your private phone.
My private phone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's kind of like the Apple Watch, where there's a built-in SMS to it
Okay.
that can function separate of the phone.
Okay.
The glasses are very much the same way.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, Athena's just gonna come up and she's got like a cup of coffee, like 2 cups of coffee in her hands, and she'll just hand it off to Ope. No. No. No.
Not again.
Like, turns around, stops, comes back.
No. And she walks out of the room, gets a text. No.
You know, that might be a maybe.
I'm gonna like saunter up to Sherlock, just get a little bit like cheese from the spread. She's got like a little paper plate.
It's very ham and cheese heavy. It's like, sliced sausages and cheese heavy, for sure.
I mean, she's masquerading as a French woman. That's great. Cheese is the thing. So she's gonna just come up to Sherlock as if she's just making idle conversation. Probably not a good idea if Madeline updates her phone. That update is extremely suspicious.
Oh, that's actually a good thing.
Oh. Suppose it might clue us into who has pushed through this update.
If Madeline doesn't update their phone, that is going to look suspicious.
Looks suspicious, yeah. Okay. It's just that part of me, I hate devices unless I do it.
If you want to prevent people from updating, prevent the staffers on the EU side. Let all the Americans be dumb.
Okay.
It is better and best policy that America be the hammer and Europe be the shield.
She smiles, nods. That makes sense. And then she says, extremely like in top premium French, this cheese, it's not as good as back home, And then she just wanders off.
Well, yeah, this is what happens when you have sanctions.
Fuck. Okay, so I am then gonna go to my little EU contingent. And oh god, how can I even phrase this without it sounding like I'm trying to cause an international incident?
Questions you gotta ask yourself every day.
I know. It's alarming how frequently I have to ask myself that question.
It's easy. Current updates broke, don't install it.
It's true, yeah, like Windows, yeah. And she's just gonna go up and say, the update is just breaked someone's phone, so don't do it. Hold off. They're gonna put through a patch in a few weeks.
Wait, roll me a deception test, please.
We're using advantage.
Isn't it bad? Okay.
12. 15. Man, what is it with Athrena today? She cannot fucking roll.
Need advance on 15.
No, just 15.
Alright, cool.
Man, that's with a +5 too. Damn.
Cool. Yeah, you get a very French response. A lot of boof. And a couple of people had already kind of got their phones out, but they were like, and and you watch them do it, and they're trying to like kind of cancel it, and it's a bit spammy in that sense. You know, where you're like the cross is like minute, or the cancel actually takes you somewhere else, and you're like, whoa, no, fuck, no. So they're like, they have to play around with it a bit before they can actually not update. But yeah, they just kind of knock it on the head.
I'd like to go to my French VIP and warn him as well.
Oh, sure thing. Yeah.
Just hey, I don't know if you heard what's going around, but the new update is bricking phones, so I'd recommend holding off.
Wait, fuck it. Okay. This guy's a bit techno-phobic.
Yeah,
So he's kind of looking around and kind of cancel, and it takes him to something, and he's like, and he kind of looks at you in a slightly expectant way, and he kind of shows you the phone.
I take the phone, and I would like to cancel for him.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. Like, so you know, it's probably good info, good intel for you that this looks so dodgy. It's like cancel sent him to a site that was basically, you know, your phone might die if you don't do this thing, and you're like, oh, fuck that.
Lonely singles in your area? I think not, sir.
yeah, exactly.
And I just kind of point to, as he does all this, I'm like, see, this is exactly, if you would have updated, it would have been worse. And then I cancel out for him, give him a pat on the back, and then hope that got me closer to him and further away from the bag.
Nice. Okay.
Sherlock, you have given me a nightmare.
Honestly, I'm just the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah.
Look what you've done. We had a perfectly good open. Now you've given him anxiety. Gah.
Just by being extra nice. Like extra happy about some news.
No, that's
so
now just what the
terrified.
operation is going to be. It's like all the bad news is going to be delivered with a smile. All the good news is just going to be like grimaces.
Yeah.
I'm so terrified I'm going to build ridiculous shit. Like, that's how Ope gets over his anxiousness.
Hope's gonna take up MMA just so he can block like chokes and bags over the head. He's like always got a hand up.
That muscle memory
That's my
comes in.
purse!
Chin down.
Like an old mate.
Remember,
I don't know you!
Like an old mate goes to hug him, and he's just like, bam.
Remember, if someone puts you in a full Nelson, you have less than 3 seconds to slip out of it before it becomes locked in hard, and you won't be able to get out.
3 second stakes, make sure lot. There's a vein in his forehead that I'm gonna name the Sherlock vein. Every time you feed him information, he's that close to having a fucking aneurysm.
Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, yeah. I mean, you're dealing with this really well. So, yeah. Lunch is pretty uneventful, as is the afternoon. The afternoon begins with some actual kind of... There's maybe a couple of industries that are being talked about. This is going to be the real key necessary stuff. This is going to be food. This is going to be infrastructure. This is going to be what could happen for Zabrovnia if the barriers to trade come down, if you know those things come down, that kind of thing. But unless there's anything else that you particularly want to do whilst you are here in the offices and the palace, we can head over to the evening or a bit of free time where you guys can actually do some more legwork if you want to.
There is one last thing that I would like to do. I would like to announce via text to Sherlock and Nyx that I am going to the washroom. And I would like very much for them just kind of keep an eye out. And I'm going to go to the washroom, and I'd like to make a vibe check to see if I feel like anybody's following me to give me the bag.
Vibe check. Yeah, sure. Sure, you
All
can,
right.
of course.
I'll roll. I guess an insight check if that's okay.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. All right.
Oh.
Can I use my advantage?
Sure.
Yay! That 20 then. Am I about to get back, Sam?
No.
Okay.
No one follows you. You head into the toilets, and you.
And somebody's already in there. Pay back.
Yeah. no. You head in, and you head into a cubicle, and then you make yourself jump when someone flushes the toilet next to you. But apart from that, it's entirely uneventful.
Okay. He comes out, eyes a little wet. Clearly he's soft a little bit.
Yeah,
Ready?
yeah. No, the
Mm-mm.
sausage is giving me immediately a little bit of the rumblies.
I hate you, Sherlock. I hate you so much. And then he just comes back as if everything's normal. Ugh. That's me. That's all I wanted to do. Tried to coax a bagging.
As much as I would love to break into the offices, I don't think that's the right time to do it right now. But perhaps someday. But
You
not
could,
right now.
you could case the offices. Maybe just a little bit.
Yeah, let's have a little Let's have a little wander. We'll case the joint a little bit.
Yeah. It'd be good to know as well if you guys actually want to properly kind of go for it. I have been trawling the internet for like office block, battle map, schematic type things, so I have to figure that out. But yeah, if you ever wanted to like hit the offices, then we can figure it out. You know, you're agents.
Mhm.
You're only up
Yeah.
against the soldiers of the army of this country and them guarding their country's government palace.
Mm-hmm. And a third faction that we have no idea about. So. Mhm.
It's a Tuesday for like Bond and the gang. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Not Op because Op's scared.
Yeah, no, Op can stay back and watch via UAV.
I'm not scared. I'm cautious.
Sure. All right.
Believe you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna just like low key case the joint. Have a little wander around as far as I can get, basically. If anyone stops me, I'm the clueless EU delegate. I got lost. There's so many corridors and so many turns. Oof.
All right.
I've been looking for someone to lead me back, but I couldn't find anyone. And mon Dieu, sacre bleu. There we go. Tons of swearing, French swearing.
Yeah, and they kind of ask and probably swear back at you in Russian. But please make me an infiltration check.
All right, I'm gonna use that advantage. My last one.
Okay.
Infiltration.
It's definitely the French for infiltration.
Bam.
Oh my good
my
God.
11. What is happening?
Wow.
Roll
Okay.
20. What have I done?
Yeah. Okay. Oh, you get a basic idea of the layout of the building, and what I'll note down is if we ever make a map of it, I can do like some explorer mode, roll 20 fun times to kind of show you bits of it, maybe. But you get so what was it? CZ cases a bit of the officers.
Bit.
Just a bit.
Un petit peu.
Une. 11. Perfect. Did some GCSE French. Shut up. And yeah, I mean, so you're in the kind of, if you like, trade and treasury bit, I guess. The kind of department, that ground floor or like first floor, like office kind of area. Down the very end of this first floor, is, and what did we now call it? The Intellectual Governance Task Force is at the end of this first floor area.
Okay. Intellectual Governance Task Force, huh? Cool. That's good to know. All right. Yeah, so as I'm being sort of led back, there's that camera shot where I just look back over my shoulder to see that one room. So like, ooh.
And coming out of that main government door, I don't know why I've just got kind of what I imagine UK to be, and it's very Houses of Parliament. It's all basically very much like, hardwood, like walls and doors and stuff. And it's all very kind of heavy stuff. But yeah, stepping out of a, beautifully polished wooden walled door frame at the end of that corridor, you just see flicking through some files and some papers, Havel. As you look back, and just for a second, because I love the drama, he looks back up at you for just a second, not with a kind of glance of like, I'm looking at you directly, I know who you are, but just kind of looking up and kind of seeing you looking at him.
And Athrena/Sophie smiles back with a beautiful angelic smile. She's just a visitor here, and she's seeing someone. She's being very polite and present. Nice. But like in her head, she's like,
yeah, for sure.
Surface angel inside gremlin.
Coming for you. That's cool. Okay. Anything else practically you want to get up to during the day today whilst you are still here from anyone? Otherwise, we'll head back to the embassy. There'll be a bit of a debrief, particularly for Sherlock, I guess. Not that I have like a kind of motive or a kind of driving force for Madeline. I mean, she seems genuinely involved and actually quite optimistic about the talks.
Just going to point out to Madeline that the replacements are not there for the talks, not in the way that you would think they are.
As you're saying this, she's kind of like tapping at her phone a bit, and she's just like, "Oh, go away!" And she's like trying to cancel that thing, and then kind of finally getting it off and puts her phone down. What do you mean they're not for the talks?
Those folks are there to observe the people at the talks. They're not there for the talks. Either someone farther up in security has replaced the detail, or somebody in one of the governmental offices that have a specific interest in these talks has gotten those seat changes. Because most of those people that are there were not taking notes on what was being discussed. And most of those eyes were based on what the rest of us were doing, as opposed to going through the handshake protocol.
Shouldn't seem as surprised as you might expect necessarily.
I just wanted to make sure it was noted.
She says, "What do you think to trying to get a change of location?"
Change of location would probably speed talks up in the long term. It would delay in the short term. If we're going to get a change of talks, it's going to have to still stay in country. But I'm going to just quickly go through some of the notes that I've gotten from Athrena as to the location of certain traces. And see if there's one near that one, like that's random spot in the countryside. Just going to go, okay, one of those coordinates, cool. Maybe something rustic, away from all the, say, distractions.
Yeah, she says as she pushes a tumbler of whiskey towards you. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, sort of like the Camp David talks from back in the day. during HW.
Yeah.
But
Get everyone around, nice and
yeah.
casual. Begin working from there. Much more of a
And-
rapport happens.
Yeah. More likely to have breakthroughs as opposed to constantly just going back from your regular life. Make
Yeah.
this sort of a retreat. Good thing to broach. It'll tell us a lot in how they respond.
Yeah, definitely.
No, I think that's good. Just interesting that the head of their propaganda arm made certain that he was in the building today as he knocks the whiskey back.
Did he?
Oh yeah. No, he made certain to come in after all of us were seated.
Yeah, from what I've read about Havel from various reports, but not only that, but any kind of media coverage. I had my office do their due diligence.
Yeah.
He seems to be a real mover. Real shaker.
Yeah. Also seems to have some Goldman Sachs like proclivities in that he likes to have off the books folks working on projects.
Yeah?
Guy has some script kiddies working on something. Don't know what yet, but that's off the clock and off the books.
Okay. Well,
Just if anything in embassy or personally happens with your electronics, it's probably Havel's people.
oh, sure.
So just talk with Ethan and Tessa. Probably get everybody in the delegation new laptops, new cell phones, especially with the transition to the new location. Wipe everything clean.
Chester, you and I go way back. If there is anything I can do to help to keep all that off the books, you just let me know.
No,
I think I heard Ethan giving people a hard time.
Ethan's doing his job.
Sure, I understand.
But no, let Ethan do his job, because honestly, it could very well have been the EU delegation that leaked, but I am 90% certain, based on what has been seen and what we are seeing, that there's some dissent within the upper echelons of the Zabrovnian government, and they're using these talks as an opportunity to stoke the fire.
You think it could get any bigger than that?
I don't think a coup will happen, but I am fairly certain that there is going to be somebody that is going to lose their job, probably before the talks are over, and will probably delay the talks. It's somebody's going to get a scapegoat, as more stuff I'm certain will leak, especially before we do the change of venue. I think the change of venue will happen after something else bad does happen. But first bring it up, see if they say yes. If they actually genuinely say yes early, that means they actually want the talks to go somewhere. And they're also afraid of leaks, which means they know it was on their side. If they're resistant, then they still think it's somebody from the RT delegations. But either way, it's worth asking.
Okay. Good talk.
Have a good night, Melon.
All right. You have the evening, a whole night if you need it. But is there anything you guys want to get up to? Particularly, Athrena, if you want to dig around with your newfound access. What I would say, and what I was alluding to there, Pope, is for sure the cluster of IP addresses that Athrena found is absolutely where the proposed venue is going to be for this place. Let's put it in a fucking ski resort. Like, why not?
Yeah.
Right?
Let's make this nice but remote.
Yeah, yeah.
On
ski
bond.
chase! Ski chase!
Ski chase.
Let's do it.
I want something with cars on icy roads, and something just falls off a cliff. I am all here for this.
Yeah.
I can't drive a Jag on its roof upside down on an icy lake. I don't want to play this game no more.
That's what it's all about, man.
I just want to ride a snowmobile away from an explosion and not look at it.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Oh no, I'm now just thinking of a self-destructing snowmobile that's remote piloted by
I'm just thinking about like op starting or avalanche. That's all I'm thinking about.
I would never.
You would on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
This is how I feel about the brunch that was offered.
This is
Look,
your
just
Yelp
because I
review.
wanted to pop an EMP in the middle of a, meeting.
Of the government building
But if
during
you
talks.
but if you do an EMP in the ski resort, it's gonna just
Sometimes it
Oh, it's
be
gonna
like
make it
that.
remote as hell.
yeah.
All right, I'm all for this on a meta level. I'm all for this. But please have a chat. Like, obviously, I've got like fun things I want to see, but I want to know about what your guys' plans are. We've got something formulating with the kind of moving the talks, and I absolutely want to go ahead with that. It's been great kind of figuring that out together. I think it's a fucking amazing idea. So let's kind of follow through with that. In the upcoming sessions. But so we've got these access to this kind of server, this new kind of IT infrastructure that lets you dissect what's happening on the Hex network. Did you want to do any digging into that? Did you want to talk around how you might want to use that? It's completely up to you guys. Like, I want to know what you want to do. Not only kind of now, but over the next bit of the game.
Like, so for my part, whenever I'm not like in cover at the delegation, I'm probably digging through this thing and looking through it because it's so vast, right? That I just want to get as much information that I can through it. You know, I want to see every freaking angle to this thing. I'm going into every directory you can find. So I'm doing like a real deep comb of this thing. But I feel like we should chat about important things to prioritize, to look for on it, and to do on it.
One, anything that leads back to hell.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
2, financials. If anything underhanded is truly being done, follow the money. Also, anything that leads back to Hex compromising, because that is both levels of corporate espionage and shows bad faith on the part of the government.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I mean, especially as well with this new update, right?
yeah, which
It's clearly
is either
not an official update.
it's either Havel or Dead Cell.
Mm-hmm.
It's one or the other. Given that there was local network support, it makes me think that it was much more Havel, just trying to get another leg up. But because of Nick's impacting the local resources, it's probably why it was so hackneyed.
Mm-hmm.
Given our extracurriculars. Had that not happened, I'm certain it would have been much smoother and less cobbled together. But Madeline's going to ask for a change of venue. Likelihood of the change of venue is going to put us where you found that trace.
Hmm.
There's a ski resort near there. So remote puts us close to what Havel cares about, obviously. So if he shows up to these talks and doesn't stay in the capital, that's where we nab him.
Mhm.
He's not going to have as many military assets on hand. The problem is if he is there, it's going to be hard to exfiltrate him. It'll be easier to nab him, but it'll be harder to get him out. Because we're going to have to nab him, keep him under. Because a man that dangerous should not be conscious when moved. So procuring the proper medical instruments to do this, and then being able to procure a proper vehicle to transport him, get him back to embassy soil, and then get him the hell out of this country. That is going to be a big wrinkle. But if we're going to nab him and he shows up for these talks, that's our best bet. Because he is going to have a limited detail at best. But keep in mind, if we're going to be near his servers, there is going to be a higher grade of security. So these people will probably be better armed and better trained. So should things escalate, expect far more competent resistance than we've run into so far. It also reflects what you're going to find on cybersecurity and what you're dealing with 3.9, because this is probably getting closer to the things Havel cares about. But you having access and digging, this is going to help set things up. The other thing, priority 3, might be priority 2. Find that cybersecurity network structure. Find where it's weak, how to exploit it, and should you get caught, how to burn it alive. I want, if this op becomes compromised, this is a scorched earth exfiltration for us. I want to cripple them for a decade.
And I think Athrena gets like a little dark smirk on her face there. I am well practiced in bringing things down, don't worry.
Good. Now, there's going to be extra eyes, should the venue change, placed on the EU delegation, given everything that has just happened.
Mm-hmm.
Because the EU stopped their devices from updating, unlike the Americans, which, again, America playing dumb is the best thing we can do right now. So there's going to be more security looking at Op and U3.
Mm-hmm.
But from that, we can give them the kind of intel we want them to have. So we can make it so that in the meantime, actually, Nix, I really want your help with this. What's the sort of info we want to leave them about the EU delegation? What lies do we want them to practice as truth? Because they know that there's an operation happening. Most certainly within one of the delegations, I want them to think this is an entirely EU op. I want them to think America is just the dumb idiots at the table that got everybody together. I am doing a full H.W. Bush, Camp David thing where America is the least competent people at the table. I want the EU to look the most competent, but I also want your help to figuring out what style of op the EU can justifiably doing that obfuscates our operation.
And I have a particular set of eyes and ears that I can pipe that to if necessary.
This is all going to be important in the interim. Even with Madeline broaching this probably tomorrow, it's going to move at a quicker pace than we would like. Either their denial or their change of venue. This is going to put us on a tighter clock. So we need to be able to anticipate and move quickly.
Quick question: do we have a phone that updated?
Yeah,
we
have
do?
your compromised phone.
Yeah, that's right.
Is now further compromised.
Yeah, thanks. I'd like to just do some work on that to see what exactly this update did.
Good call.
That was going to be one of my jobs, software-wise.
Well,
I'm doing mechanical.
Yeah.
The two of you finding out precisely everything, because I wouldn't be surprised now thinking that this is Havel's work, that there is something that is going to interface with your geo-tracking.
And Sherlock, there's a particular reason that this came to me. We're doing a lot of talking around a device that we don't know if its microphone has been tapped into.
Fair enough.
So I'd like to take a look at that.
As our number one priority.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
I'd like to take a look at that immediately to find out, because we're doing a lot of. Yeah. I'm just gonna crack this open and see if anything has worked its way into the microphone.
No, I'm actually really glad at your way of thinking.
Yeah.
Your microphone has not and is not engaged maliciously. It depends on completely thinking kind of in character. Would Op have disabled in his Hex security features essentially the Hex can always listen to you option?
Yes, and keep in mind that the phone was stumped pretty good, so he just put it together enough to turn on. Essentially.
Sure.
So
it basically boots, but that's about it.
Yeah, that's about it.
Sure.
So, but it just still, like, as he was listening to the questioning, like he immediately went, "Wait, why did this happen? What is the point of the update?" And if I'm trying to sniff out a rat, the one thing that I want to have happen is I want to know what they say when they think nobody's listening. And the easiest way to do that is to get them to give me access to their microphones.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, your microphone has not been maliciously activated.
Okay.
But to understand any more of what the update did, it would have to be a software kind of thing.
Okay, so it's not hardware at all. So as soon as he finds that out, he's just gonna go, "Thrina, this is all you."
Okay.
I can give you the help action so you roll with advantage.
That'd be really cool if you can help me out with this up.
Yeah, I got you.
Are you using a particular tool, or are you doing some investigate-y kind of work?
I don't actually think I have a tool I can use. Let me just check real quick.
I think I even put a firewall or something in the game to like identify malicious software or something. But I don't want to. I for the sake of the stream, I don't want to stop you from doing it if you don't have the.
Yeah.
If you don't have it.
I don't, unfortunately. So yeah, I guess I'd just be like probing as best I can with my knowledge of software rather than using a specific tool.
Yeah, for sure.
See if I can find the code, of the software and like have a look at the code and be like, who fucking wrote this? Oh my god. Because other people's code is always
sure
gobbledygook.
Okay. Can you roll for me an infotech check then, please? With advantage, because Op is helping you.
18!
That is only a couple away from what you needed. So you have... No, in the good way. In a good way. It's only a couple of points above what you needed.
Good. Thank you, Sam.
So you dig around for a bit, and it is very well hidden and very well coded. But a screen logger has been loaded onto this phone. So
Well.
while a connection is maintained, the screen logger intercepts a visual copy of what's on the screen. Normally, hackers will do this to, if you're using like a touch screen, for example, if the keyboard letters change color or click when they're being pressed, they'll grab passwords. It will also show you instant messaging if you're messaging somebody. It will basically show you anything that is being displayed on the screen. Could be searches, could be ordering information, it could be credit card information if you're entering it into a thing. But this is a set that. So normally a screen logger, in the way that its rules is written, you have to monitor it actively. This has been built a little bit more precisely. They've got a little bit more infrastructure behind this one. This one can record what's been on the screen, and then transmit the recorded video to that third party when they re-establish connection. It uses the phone's storage to do that.
Nice.
But without visibly indexing
Yeah.
that data. So you're like, why have I only got like 2 gigs left on my phone? But you've not installed anything.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, clever. Clever. All right. So I'll explain this to the rest of the group. There's a screen logger installed on this phone now, and I assume on anybody's phone that installed the update. So it can show a visual screen grab of whatever is on this phone.
And just to make it totally clear, because I imagine that you guys would do this, as Athrena searches for what the latest patch notes are for Hex devices, and indexes those, and checks them across kind of multiple platforms and multiple types of device. The obviously you're not getting pinged again by the Hex network now that you're in the United States, and you've got actual unfettered access to the worldwide Hex network, which is different from the Zabrovnian access, which is much more localized. This update appears to be totally bogus and just delivered or was attempted to be delivered to dupe people into downloading and installing it while you were at the palace. Nowhere else.
So,
Which is why you don't connect to mysterious networks.
so I've got 2 ideas of varying craziness.
Do any of
And
them include explosives?
Actually, no.
Damn.
So one, we've got the code, and the people are awaiting a patch update.
We drop our own update?
Update, yeah.
Shouldn't be too hard to do. And 2, my phone is compromised, meaning that I know that they're watching me. Be a pretty easy way to feed them a false narrative.
Exactly.
I mean, I was at the police station because I can't have that reporter letting people know about the affair we're having.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get there, all hell breaks loose. And I have to make sure that I get out unseen before anybody has any questions about what I'm doing, talking to this reporter again after our several hidden dates at the cafe.
We can easily spoof some text between the 2 of you for the phone.
We could.
Actually,
We
this
have
is-
access to the disguise thing.
This is
still.
really good. This is.
Hey, I did it
really
good!
No. I want you to complain about Ethan.
Yeah, he's getting too close. He's
we're-
asking questions that are too personal.
We're going to develop a narrative where, with whoever has compromised this phone, We are going to make it so that the Americans are completely clueless as to the actual goings on of whatever operation, that they have fixated on you as, and the EU delegation as being up to no good. But you are not up to the no good that we are up to. You're up to the no good of this affair angle. So we make every American, even the one tied to the French Foreign Legion in the EU delegation, all the Americans are dumb. So the only people that are going to be paying attention to with this fed information is they're going to be switching from the Americans to the EU delegation as the threat. But we also paint Ethan, as this case, as an asset that is doggedly going after Op. This does two things. First, it makes it so that the people who might be tempted to black bag you won't.
Yay!
Because Ethan will know, and Ethan will find it suspicious, which will bring American involvement into your disappearance.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and all this information is going directly to Havel, if we're not mistaken.
Yeah, this is one thing. Second, if they're really going to go out of their way to get you, they're going to have to get Ethan first. So this gives us a canary in the coal mine. So all we have to do is keep an eye on Ethan. Should Ethan go missing, then we know that they're actually after you.
And then that it's time to get me out of here.
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure that we have that part very clear.
Again, we have a canary in the coal mine.
Okay, cool.
No, this is really good. This is fantastic. And yeah, since we're going to need to make her disappear anyway, might as well use every bridge and light them all on fire. In the meantime, I'm going to see what we can do about getting her exfiltrated and an entirely new life set up. Probably. Now we need her gone.
Yeah.
I think Iowa's lovely this time of year. So she is going to move to a place of corn and little else.
Feel bad. All right, but as long as she's safe. So, how about idea number one? We have the code. People are expecting an update. Shouldn't be too difficult for Athrena.
Question is, what do we want to do with this update that we put through?
Do you want to get caught or do you want to not get caught?
I'm leaning towards not getting caught, honestly.
Yeah, that seems to be a good option.
Then the suggestion here is not a screen locker. This is going to be specifically what we were afraid of.
The microphone.
This is going to be a listening device. Because anybody who has it always on, which, let's face it, that is the majority of Hex users, especially those that have tech phobia, that don't want to interact with security features, which is pretty much anyone over the age of 50, which is definitely a certain number of the delegates gathered here. This is going to be a listening device in so many different places. This also allows us to have that data should we need to feed another narrative. And might actually give us information on Dead Cell, should they also be in one of these two delegations.
Okay.
You were saying up?
I said more than that. With a microphone, we only need one microphone active in a room full of 5, 6 people, and if one of those people happen to be close to Havel, we'll be able to see his next steps coming before they do.
Fair. No, sounds great.
I mean, if we drop this update though, that's gonna set off alarm bells because they're the ones in control of the Hex network here. And if there's an update out of nowhere, they're gonna want to know where it came from.
All right. We need to find the proper stooge for this update. In the meantime, I'm going to need you to find someone within the EU delegation that looks like they would actually have the capabilities of faking this and would have a reason to put it out there. We need to set up another cell within the EU delegation, a false one, to cover everything that we're doing. So, find them within the EU delegation, find one person that is close to the talks that has cover. Look for someone like me. They're going to be the point person.
What about your man? Sorry, that should have kicked off.
Oh no, go ahead.
No, like, what do you know about your guy, Ob? What do you know about the guy you're getting close to?
I don't know anything about him. I've been developing a thing that I think might help us avoid setting off those alarm bells for the second patch.
Oh?
It's still early in production. I call it the evil twin. You see, what it does is it hijacks a Wi-Fi network, but it looks the exact same. So the network that they sent out the update, it would just send the same update. So it wouldn't seem as if it's something new. It would seem as if someone accidentally sent a redundant update. You know how when your phone updates and you deny it the first time, it'll send you a reminder like, hey, there's this update. You said no to it, maybe say yes. I can make it look like that rather than a brand new update or patch.
I mean,
and
Hey.
That sounds
what's
promising.
up?
I'd love you to know that as you're kind of saying this as an op is putting this together, this is pretty much scripted word for word exactly what they did to you. There was he can put that together.
Yeah,
there was an evil twin in that office, and everyone's phone went, oh look, a Wi-Fi network I can connect to. And everyone
exactly. We would just be doing the same thing, so that the people who did this attack would just find it to be a redundant attack, or they might even have another one scheduled that we would just be emulating.
This is good, and we want it to be good and subtle. So if either side finds out, but I want to have a fall guy, because Havel and his people are looking for Dead Cell. Dead Cell is looking for the players. We need a cell that this can tie back to that isn't us.
Athrena, do you have the IP address of the individuals you were working with when Nyx went all, on people? I can hide the IP address in the evil twin.
Actually, that's great. If Havel thinks the local cell that went dark was compromised from within, that's going to make him not think us. That's going to make him think Dead Cell.
It's not entirely wrong. It did get compromised because they did let me in.
So he's going to be searching for Dead Cell. I want to give him a Dead Cell while this allows us to try and find the actual one. So Havel's looking in so many different places, it's going to cause him to be in a bit of a swirling tizzy. Makes him easier to take down.
Mm-hmm.
But the other thing that we need to be on the lookout for, especially with this update, is who catches on to this malicious update the quickest. Because it's either going to be Havel's people, since they're the ones that set this up, or it's going to be Dead Cell. And we need to find out whom, so we can narrow our target list down of people that we need to get rid of. Whether that's violently or through bureaucracy, we need to get them away from these talks before the venue moves.
I mean, it sounds. The more I think about it, I think they've already employed an evil twin. Which means that it's got to be around here somewhere.
Well,
If
it's
we get
definitely at the Capitol.
Yeah. If we get our hands on it, that's a lot of information.
That would be going back to the Capitol building. That's heavy security.
There are night shifts and maintenance that needs to go on, even in the most.
I did
Secure
have a
places.
look around the offices today during the delegations when I got lost, and I did find that intelligence department. I could probably tell you where it is.
While I definitely love this idea, this is an operation that would be undertaken without having me or Op anywhere nearby. This would be just the two of you. Do you want to do this?
What do you
Wouldn't
think,
be the
Max?
first time I haven't done anything like that.
I think
How's
we
your
got this.
side?
Just fine. Not the first time I've been shot either.
Yeah, but I
Okay.
don't like putting you back together. I'm not especially good at it.
Oh, if you don't like it, I like it even less, because I mean,
Yeah. So again, I'm just bringing up the wrinkle in this operation.
You can always have
Either-
Boom Buzzer on your 6.
Yeah, but I do not necessarily want us to try and do talks while the Capitol building's on fire. That's going to be a hard sell.
So Boom Buzzer is more than just a walking bomb. Flying bomb. Flying white phosphorus bomb.
what's better than the boom buzzer for this particular thing? Can you fabricate one of those EMPs again?
It'll take some
Probably.
doing. But yes.
All
If I do that though, I don't know that I'll have the resources to make the evil twin.
We need the evil twin.
We need the evil twin.
Okay, so
Just to circle back on something that you were talking about there, Noir, about the evil twin, is
Mhm.
that it's a device that allows you to eavesdrop on stuff.
Mhm.
But it itself does not have a piece of software or AI that like hoovers up information and stores it.
Oh, okay.
It's basically as it's a wireless access point. It's just a point of traffic
Okay.
rather than data storage.
Okay, so it wouldn't have any info on it.
It wouldn't have any info on it, no.
Okay.
But with that, I'm not that IT knowledgeable, but like, I guess you could derive some basic info of what it might store, which is like, what IP address have accessed it, who's
Yeah.
accessed it and how long they've been on it, and devices and little codes and stuff like that, little identifiers like
Yeah.
that.
Who's listed as admin on it is the kind
Yeah,
of thing that
it
I
has-
thought I could.
Yeah, it'll have some basic,
Yeah.
info like that.
So yeah, Ope is going to share that with everybody. It's just got basic information as to who may have set it up, who might be admin and the IP addresses that has been set up too. There's no guarantee that we'll find out exactly who the culprit is, but it's something.
Based on that info, do we still want to do this operation? I leave that to the rest of you. This is my area of expertise.
I think it's worth it to find out the center of operations. I mean, it could even just point us back to that very same building, but also for us to install our own version. If we really want to go ahead and get that intel and get those microphones, then we need to get in there and we need to install our own evil twin.
Okay. Given that you're doing this, I want to get as much good out of this operation as we can.
Mm-hmm.
So, installing the evil twin, getting access to theirs. What are things do we want to do while the two of you have access? I want to maximize this operation as much as possible, but keep it still operationally sound, that should something go compromised, you can all quickly get out and we still net a positive.
Havel's office is in there, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I wonder if there's anything valuable in there.
Do you want to do subtle or smash and grab?
Subtle is more my speed.
We can get in there, get what we want, leave it how it was. No
No,
ideas.
Havel's meticulous. So in this case, you need to take something that will throw him off. Aside from the thing that you want, you need to get something extra.
Something that implicates somebody else that...
No, not implicate somebody. Something that will make him panic.
Yes.
If there are any photos, anybody, I want those photos taken physically.
Oh, I know. I know
So
things that
if-
make you all panic. I'll find it.
No, if he thinks that we're coming after not just him, but anyone close to him, that is going to speed up his timetable. Also, that might force him to put resources elsewhere. So, I don't care if it's a mistress, a secret lover, a dog, or a cat.
Oh,
I don't care. I want those photos.
Don't worry. I know exactly what blackmail and threat information looks like.
Good.
If it's there, I'll find it.
Excellent.
Not the first time.
All right,
Well,
we're going to start to wrap up, but let's
like a plan.
Let's coalesce this into what encounters I'm going to build for next week. So, you want to infiltrate the palace, and so there was both the ideas of planting your own evil twin, or taking theirs.
Yeah. Yeah. With what I know about the evil twin, I hate to ask two. I have two questions. With what I know about the evil twin, would it be possible to get the information off of an evil twin and then override and make it our own evil twin?
Yeah,
Project Evil Twin.
for the sake of the game, absolutely. This is the classic trope of like, let's turn their tech against them kind of thing, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right. So I would like that to be the goal. And I
do have a rootkit, which allows me to get into a device and trick it, make it think I'm a valid user. So I
Exactly.
could install a rootkit on it and get in there.
And I would also like to take $1,200 out of our mission fund. There's a reason.
The eyebrows just
for a video camera, so we can see who comes to check on the evil twin once they notice that it's been compromised.
I hate to say this, but we don't have 1,200.
God,
We have We have 1,070 left in the operational budget.
Oof. Oof. Yikes-a-roni. Okay, in that case, never mind.
Well, in that case, I should have just taken the wallets off the dead men. That's...
Loot
Have we
them.
not been
Loot them for
stealing
cash.
money?
Oh my
We need to
God.
be stealing.
You can do a crime. Do you want to do a crime?
Yeah, I want to do a
to have
crime.
a couple of hundred.
Athena,
bucks.
it's not that hard to hack an ATM. Come on.
So let's hack an
No.
ATM.
I mean,
Okay.
Athena's
No.
whole deal is hacking funds.
Sure as hell not
Yeah.
coming back to this country again, so you know what the hell.
Okay, so infiltration of capital offices.
Mhm.
I'm going to say target rather than the objective. Target is their evil twin. Okay,
hmm
sure thing.
Secondary mission objective is Havel's office.
Yeah, it's psychological warfare on Havel.
Okay, secondary is Havel's office. And from there, plant something, investigate him, or whatever you want to do there. Then from
I can make a timed or a remote control grenade. I'm just saying, if we want to solve this Apple problem real quick. No, okay. Just thought I'd put that out there.
We need him in
We're
more than
supposed to
one
be
piece.
exfiltrating him and not eliminating him.
I mean, if it
Otherwise,
was
this
him-
would have been
if
so much
This
easier.
would have been just
Okay.
Exfiltrate, disintegrate. You know, they end in the same sound.
No disintegrations. Right.
Oh.
After this infiltration, the delegation will agree and they will be moving to this new venue for some nice sit down, kind of a refresher kind of talks.
But we get them first with the evil twin, right? Because they've got to meet there to have that chat and discuss before
Yep.
everything.
Yeah. I think. Yeah. So in order to, because effectively what they did was try to deploy a hacking tool to people's devices. We don't have to go into it too much detail now, but think about like how you want to get to people's microphones. Excuse me. Because I don't actually see a hacking tool I wrote which just grabs the microphone. I mean, we could basically do a kind of screen logger equivalent that basically just listens to people's stuff. So it'd be $200, or for a 300 it'd be $100 because I think your costs are halved in the field.
Yep.
Or it's caliber
Yeah,
1 pick somehow.
I like spending the cash since we have the cash. So we'll spend 100, and yeah, just essentially an audio logger.
Yeah. And then after that, I love all the stuff. I wrote loads of notes about building that narrative about Op having an affair, that make Ethan look like it's a US versus EU problem, that he's fixated on Op, and then that means that if they want to grab Op, to make it look like it's not that, then they need to grab Ethan first to kind of take him out of the picture. But in terms of the ski resort and the collection of IP addresses that you've got, which point on hex maps to a literal field, what do you want to do there, generally speaking? I'm sure the infiltration of the capital of the like the palace building will probably take next session to kind of fuck around and find out with, but like so we probably got a little bit of time to think about it, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
'cause,
the
I really want to know what is there, right? If the IP address is pointing to a literal field, like there's something there.
hey, that's an objective. Investigate the place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe we can
That's-
find that
that's-
at the.
Yeah, that's something I want to look into. Like,
Sure.
what is there?
that actually
Like a cool underground base full of
That might be
servers
information we can find when we go to try and.
it might be info when you toss Havel's office.
Mhm.
Otherwise, once the delegation gets moved, this might be a buzzard op where we get somebody close by and just have the drone fly over, get a visual from the drone, and then do further recon based on that information.
Yep.
Cool. I love it. All right. Well, that's where we'll finish up there for today. That was super cool, friends. I love the planning. I love how you fooled my little trick, my little evil twin trick. God damn it! I would have got away with it too if it wasn't for you pesky professionals with your hacking abilities and your technical prowess. God, no, thoroughly awesome. Really enjoyed it. So thank you for playing with me again.
And there weren't even any explosions this go around.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
know.
now, I mean,
I
also
promised
now
explosions in the ski
Now
resort.
Ops second in line for getting bagged now. But now it's like now there's someone else in the
That was beautiful.
Yeah.
line of
That
fire.
ruined me. That delivery of bad news just absolutely killed me, honestly. Fucking hell. Oh man. But so yeah, let's go around. Say where you are on the internet and what you're up to. But also what your favorite part of today's was. If it was Pope delivering really bad news in a really positive way, which is mine, then for sure share it. But but Noir, you're up. Yeah, we'll start with you as usual.
Hello. I should really stop being surprised by that. Hi, everybody. I'm Noir. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and Instagram as the Noir Enigma. You can find me on TikTok as Noir Enigma because I forgot the password. I'm on vacation, so there's going to be a little bit less of me around. But on the 26th, I just remembered, you can find me on Gen Con for Table Talk. Their Twitch channel, that is. But yeah, that's me.
Oh, sweet, man. Again, enjoy your vacation. Actually take some
I
time off.
will.
Good. Susie.
Hello, I'm not on vacation. Vacation Belly Noah. But yeah, I'm Susie, variety streamer. I do video games, do art streams, I do tabletop RPGs. You can find me all over the internet at Susanna Grace. I will be on my channel tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern, which is now
Different UK
time. Don't know. Daylight savings is hell.
6 p.m.
I think you're now -4. Yeah.
Yeah, 6 p.m.
Yes, 6 p.m. Thank you, Pope. Because I don't get it. But yeah, I'll be on my channel tomorrow and Friday, and then Monday, Tuesday. I've been playing a lot of shooters, play a lot of Call of Duty, I play Overwatch, I play Killer Instinct, and sometimes I play Red Dead Redemption 2 roleplay and / art streams, where I take my little naturalist artist out into the middle of the most dangerous places in the Wild West to get shot at while she tries to draw cowboys leaning nonchalantly on lampposts. Other than that, I am the medium model. They always move. I'm just getting in the zone and then they move. But yeah, so beyond that, I am the media marketing coordinator for Black Cats Gaming. And as mentioned at the top of the stream, we are soon fulfilling books. So they should be in people's hands very, very soon. And then a little bit after that, they're heading to retail, where if you haven't backed our game, you can get a shiny, shiny, beautiful book. So please keep an eye out for further links and further info. Look, it's right there. Sam got it.
That's wondering what I'm pointing at.
Cat, like, what?
What is it?
So yeah, that's me. Thanks. Oh, also tune into After the Fire this Saturday. I'm probably not on it this week, right? Because I'm in Dawn having a great time. While a terrible thing is happening in the Reach, but that is also a fantastic show. It's our Game of Thrones show. And yeah, okay, that's me. I'm gonna stop talking. Bye.
Bye. Hope. The joy of delivering that news, man. Oh my god.
I love paranoia. It just makes for more comedy. But the moment for me just sitting back and getting to enjoy all this was no. No. That was a delight. But hey, everybody, Pope World Bill on Twitter, Pope World Bill on Twitch. I lurk in all your streams. If you want to see more of my ridiculous face, you get a number of opportunities throughout the week. Unfortunately, due to life circumstances, no Brotherhood of Shadows this evening, but we will be back next week at 8:30 p.m. Eastern over on Paying for a Tale. It looks like they're going to have to get back to the wall on a slightly crippled ship, and there is an army of the dead on the move. So, will they get there in time? Who knows? On Friday, over on Valdrian's channel at 2 p.m. Eastern, I play my actual worst human being of a character over on Shades of Tartarus. And then every other Sunday, including this Sunday, over on Matt 7's channel at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, we're back with Masks Sunset City, where instead of playing a garbage human, I get to play a young, impressionable superhero who makes poor life choices. So
I feel like we were all her once, you know.
very valid. But thank you all so much for tuning in, whether it's live, VOD, YouTube. A story is nothing without its audience. So thank you all so much for joining us. Take care, and I'll see you very soon.
Yay. And finally, Lynn.
I did like when that whole discussion op realizes that, oh no, field work isn't all it's cut out to be. There may be bad things. But yeah, I enjoyed the whole thing. This is great. I'm like playing again. But I am Lynn, Flying Stars on Twitter, Twitch, pretty much every place else. Check out the games I play on tabletop, and my own channel for on Sundays we do little Gundam builds, and we're almost done with Death Life. We just have to do the cool wings, I think, next time, we'll get to that. I am very excited, and I've been playing some Neo 2, getting through that, and going to probably do art stream soon. So hey, and in a few hours on twitch.tv/Saber, it is going to be more Blades in the Dark, where I play my second worst character. I think Nyx is maybe the first. I'll be 100% honest.
Oh, bless. I feel privileged. Awesome. Thanks so much. Well, look, friends, if you want to see me around the internet, you can find me at RPGWebby. Pretty much just Twitter, mainly. If you want to support me, obviously, head over to blackcatsgaming.com or blackcatsgamingshop.com and buy this game when it's out. You can also support me by, I work for Modifius as well, publisher of many tabletop games. So if you fancy anything from the kind of Star Trek, Fallout, Dishonored, Conan, Infinity, lots of other things type brands, then head over to there. By supporting them, you'll kind of be supporting me in a more indirect way. And yeah, so we play this every Wednesday. Check us out if you're still here and you're new. We post these up to YouTube as well. If you're watching and you're in YouTube, then say no in the comments, and let us know what you thought of the game. And then Saturday, every other Saturday. So we're doing it this week, and then for fortnight after, we're back with our After the Fire Game of Thrones tabletop role-playing game, where we have a trial by ordeal this weekend. I cannot wait to do that. But yeah, aside from that, I've had a little look at what's on my follow list. So we are going to go and raid Weave the Tail, who was Encounter Roleplay. That was the name change, right?
Yes, they changed to Weave the Tail, and it's Black Void that's going on right now.
Oh, beautiful. All right. Let's go and check that out, friends. So stick around. Thanks for the stream. Yeah, thanks for you guys for watching, and we'll see you soon. If not Saturday, then next Wednesday, I guess. Yeah, enjoy everyone, and enjoy Weave the Tail. Take care. Bye-bye now.